All right, we are back and we're in the little boat up the creek today. Doing a bit of a solo run. I did come out yesterday with Jamie and we ground out the whole day. We fished this whole system and yeah, it wasn't until late in the afternoon that we actually found some fish once the tide had dropped right out. I feel like we got here a little bit late yesterday, so today I've come back nice and early. I'm going to get the whole tide change here. I'm going to try and nut it out and see if we can put some fish on the boat. But yeah, we are chasing barra and anything else I can sort of get my hands on, but mostly barra today. I'm probably going to be trapped in this little section of creek, which is only a couple of 100 meters long. So it's going to be an interesting day. Fingers crossed I can get it done. I have driven up and I've found probably about 50 to 80 fish along this bank. So there's plenty of fish in here, and I pretty much just drove all the way to the top, had a little bit of a look, saw where all the fish were sitting. I've come and positioned myself downstream from them so I can get a nice natural looking cast. And I've just sat in the boat for probably, I don't know, the last half an hour, just making sure everything's right, tying up the new leader and yeah, rigging up a couple of new plastics. I'm going to start with the Molex RT Shade 5.5, and you're going to see why now, because yesterday, as soon as I put it on, got the bite and then got the conversion next cast. So yeah, I'm going to start the day today with the same sort of presentation, same colours and whatnot. But I'll skip back to that fish yesterday and show you how it was done, and hopefully get some more today. While I got you here, just want to say huge thanks again to everyone supporting the merch. It's been huge for me. Yeah, mixgonefishing.com. If you haven't got over there yet, everything's all limited. I'm not going to be just pumping out shitloads of stuff. It's all going to be, you know, one run and done, and I'll change things up just so you get something that, you know, is a little bit special, I guess. But yeah, like I said, thanks to everyone who's supported it so far. If you haven't done it already, mixgonefishing.com, get over there and have a suss. I'm going fishing. Cheers. That should be good. That's it, almost. I might try. It's the one I prepared earlier. Please don't snag, please don't snag, please don't snag. First bite on a Molex, first cast. How does it miss? It's got a dirty big stinger dog in it. See snake there? Must be fish. I didn't set my drag. Yeah, it's set now. Second cast, got the conversion. Oh, I'm standing in the net. Sweet. Nice healthy fish. Get in the bloody well net. I got him. It only took us all day. Yeah. I don't even have my lure anymore. I've just got my harness. All right. Sweet. Fish on. It was a grind, but we got here. It was a bloody grind. How big's he? 70 mids. Yeah. 70s. Yeah. Not complaining. It's taken all day, but we got there. I'm just going to throw him back because I do want a bigger one. Yeah. I'm just going to quickly start with this one, just give it a couple of casts. It's going to be quite an aggressive action for these fish. So nice tight wiggle to it, should have plenty of presence in the water. That's a Samaki Reddick DDS 90. So supposed to get down to 4 meters. The way I'm fishing it, I'm only going to be doing fairly short casts, but the idea behind that double deep bib is just to keep the lure down in the zone for longer. So once I get it down to the depth, I'm just going to slow it right down and yeah, just try and keep it in their faces. I'm just going to fish that on the 742. That's an 8 to 14, 7'4" Dobbins Champion Extreme. It's got P2 Sunline AMZ, which is 30 pound, plenty strong enough for what I'm doing. 50 pound mainline leader, that's a fluorocarbon, and then I've just attached it with a double surgeon's knot just to attach a bit of 80 to the 50. So just run that nice and short, about probably 35, 40 centimeters, just enough that if a fish bites, that's gonna give me the abrasion resistance I need. So I'm gonna send that one right up. This is the advantage of the 7'4" rod. Get it right away from the boat, crank it down, make sure my drag's set. Get it down to where I think's close to the bottom, and I'm just gonna slow roll it. I'm not gonna do anything fancy for the first couple of casts. Just try and keep it nice and subtle and just passing through, just getting washed down in the current. Should be coming through roughly where the fish are now. Might take a couple of casts to wake them up. There we go, I felt the bottom right there at the end of the cast, so that's not the outcome I hoped for. I was sort of hoping for a fish first cast, but we all know that's bad luck anyway, so it's very hard to explain what's happening here, but we've got a lot of current coming from the left, hard up against this bank. In this corner is like a little bit of a back eddy, so probably about 10 meters in front of the boat, two currents are sort of meeting each other, and the fish are sitting down in amongst that. Surely I can tempt something with this small little offering. I do have the sounder completely off, both of them are off. Just trying to be nice and subtle. No idea what they are up against the bank busting up, but it looks to me like barra in that corner there. There's heaps of them. If I can get this in there, I should be in with half a shot. Very hard to be accurate with a long rod like this. I don't know if you can see that, but in that little shade pocket there, there's just constant fish rolling. Not big, a good fun size. That's the cast. They're so focused on their little prawns. All right, back to the game plan. Get up there, you dog. I know you're down there. All right, this is my last cast. I'm changing to that Molex, see if I can do the same thing as yesterday. Should be getting down deep enough. It's only 3.5 meters. Yeah, there's the bottom. All right, paddle tail's going. Mix it up. .723 Ecstasy. P2 in that new X-Braid upgrade 4-strand. The same sort of bite leader setup that I was running before, 50 with an 80 tip and 5.5 inch Molex RT shad. A lot of casts in this. Hopefully not, but it's definitely starting to feel like it already. This 1/4 ounce jig head's probably a little bit small, but it's what adds to the action and everything, so I'm just going to persist with it. It is a bit more difficult to fish, but it'll be worth it. Should be worth it. That lure's going to be swimming at a slower speed. Nicer action. Hopefully more bites. Current's just pushing hard into this bank, so cast up there and that should come down nice and naturally. It's only getting a handful more casts and I'll go and have a look down the bank a bit further. I haven't scanned here for over an hour now, so I can't even tell you if the fish are still there. I'll be casting at nothing, so not happening. I'm gonna slip down the bank a bit. All right, I'll give you a quick look. It's going to be hard to show what I've got here, just because I am going down with the current now. So the fish that we see are going to be really small because we're moving so quickly. I'm trying to slow us down, but that's 2.5 odd knots. So there we go. We've got a fish out there. Well, when he shows up on the screen finally, one there somewhere. Whenever it comes on. And you can see there's a couple more up the top there on the left hand side. I'm just going to keep cruising down. I've got a little bit further, 2.2 meters. So that's a nice good depth to catch fish in. And there should be a bit of a school around here on this drop off. There's one on each side there on that little sand ridge, some out to the right in the humps. And there's another one on the left. There's another few there. Bust ups on the bank. A few more. And a few more. Sit right up against the bank even. I'm going to turn the boat here. I'm going to position myself just out a little bit wider. Just turning the boat to get a real distorted image there. But yeah, I'm going to spot lock about here, and it's the same sort of situation as I had before. So current's running around this corner. You can see that bit of a current line up ahead there, and it's hitting the sand and pushing into that snag there. So that's the one I got the fish on yesterday. So the fish should station up here from what I understand for the next, I don't know, couple of hours. This tide should start to slack off in about an hour. So as it drops out, I'd expect them to become a bit more active. It's going straight to old Goldie. I think we've probably got that electric working a bit hard here. Well, it's not too bad. What have we got? 5.5. Just going to keep that handy just in case I need to move. But yeah, there was fish right through all of that. So probably about a 7-second sink. It was 9 seconds yesterday. That's the bottom. Let's see what happens here. That current's ripping my lure into them trees. It's not ideal. Oh. We'll bump over the snag. A little bit shallower here than I expected, so it might be worth throwing a little hard body in there. Give this a few casts first. As you saw, there was a heap of fish out wider. They were pretty much spread right through there, so if I can get it down, keep it close to the bottom, I should be in with a shot. That's the bottom. Fish pretty much getting the air in there. You'd think with all that action happening up against the bank that it'd fire the barra up, but no. Must be tarpon. Oh man, I was looking away. Okay. Maybe I can get him to eat. No. I'm gonna drop it. Alright, while I'm driving back up, I'm going to give you a quick look at this sounder just to get that nicer, slower image when I'm going against the current. A couple of fish there on the right. Up against the back of that tree, there's 4 or 5 in the tree by the looks of that. Yeah, there's heaps of them stacked up in that tree there, just off the edge of it. So that's the tree in here. That's the tree somewhere in there. There's the base of it, and then these are all fish. All that's fish. So I don't know whether I've spooked them and scared them into the tree or what, but I'll see if I can get this snag off, and then I'll go and position myself a bit better to attack them. No, there's fish all through here. There's fish right there where I'm snagged. That's the snag I'm on the right. The fish behind it. A bit hard to tell because the boat's turning and carrying on. There's a heap in real close to the boat here. Alright, got my lure back. That's the cast I wanted. Might even throw that double DS90 again real quick and just give... There we go. Didn't need to. Just gonna say get it down in their faces, but there's a little fella. It's all right. Very active. Not that small. Uh-oh. Get away from there, mate. Free spooled. Might fight him down here with the net anyway. Don't chuck me plastic away. You did. Dog. My net's a bit bent. Oh man. This current makes it fun. Oh man, I need to practice this. Oh, what the hell am I doing? Oh, got him that time. Oh shit. All right, that's round 1. What was I just about to say? I'm going to change lure. Always have faith in the old mullets. Oh, what's going on here? Thought I free spooled. It's not a bad one. Definitely not complaining. And he's hooked perfectly with that stinger. All right, give me a look, mate. Oh, he was stung good. I'm testing out these new little stingers, and they've been pretty good so far. Give you a sneaky quick look. That's the harness there I'm using. Just got a little very strong little swivel, 1/4 ounce Harpax, then your little stinger that's coming soon. Keep an eye out for them. But yeah, they're based off a BKK Viper 41. Give this a quick little rinse. I'm going to measure him. Yeah, one yesterday was a bit bigger than that, but that's all right. I'm very happy. We're on the board. 71. There you are, 71. First one for the morning. Definitely not bloody complaining. These things can be a grind, and this water's dropped probably 3 degrees in the last few weeks, so it's definitely cool to get them to bite in this cooler water. But yeah, they don't eat in winter, guys, so just don't leave them all for me, eh? Get out of here. Let's go get some more. Well, I guess I'm not changing lures now. I'm going to put another one of them on and just give it a bit more of a crack. That was, what, 3 or 4 casts since repositioning the boat. Sometimes that's all the difference when it comes to getting the bites, boat position, and making your lure look as natural as possible. So not only are we hunting these fish, we're also trying to fool them into eating something that's not natural. So there's a few more aspects in it than just chucking a line and catching a fish. I'll give it a couple more casts from this angle and see how we go. I'm going to have to put another plastic on, and my camera's overheated, so I'll be back. All right, luckily I got heaps of them. That's one of the Versus reversibles, and as you can see, I've got all my RT shards rigged up perfectly in there. It is a really cool little concept, that box. As you can see, I've probably got about 30 plastics in there, all shards and RT shards. So, all right, let's have a look at this harness. So, leader's a little bit chafed. I'm going to quickly retie him. Just chop. Just tying a blood knot or a uni knot, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what it is. I've been tying it since I was a kid. 4 twists through the loop and back through to lock it. Don't hook yourself in the face when you do that. And little BKK clip there. That's a Snap 41, I believe it's called. Harpax jig head, as you saw, that's a BKK infinity swivel with the new stinger. So I'll quickly rig one of these up for you. Super easy, and this is something I like to do when I'm rigging these RT shards, because they do swim really well, but I find if you rig it like, you know, just up on that angle a little bit and get that hook point up high, you do get a lot more wobble out of them. So I'm just going to rig that up real quick for you now. Just run straight down the middle and keep that hook nice and high in the plastic. And you're going to see this in a minute as it pokes up. There we go. You can see I've pretty much got the whole gape of the hook poking out the head, so it's just strapped on in the head. I have been losing them when I get a fish, but they are getting bites on fish that are usually pretty hard to catch. And this is the cool thing from BKK. They're coming a bit later in the year, so keep an eye out for them, but that's the little stinger there. As you saw, just presses straight up in there. That does look a little bit cooked, but I'm going to see if it swims before I cast it out. And we're on. She's good. Let's go. That's the combo there I'm using, 723 ecstasy. That's 10 to 17 pounds, 7'2", so it casts a little bit further. Beautiful rod this, titanium Torzite guides right through, and it's an absolute premium from Dobbins. Little 200 HG Conquest, and that's the new braid there. I've been using that for a little bit now, and you've seen it in a few of the videos. P2 that is, so that's a 30 pound in the X braid upgrade. White color, pink markings every meter. You wonder why you want pink markings every meter? I think it's quite handy sometimes, you know, if you cast them past a snag, you can work the lure back in. So I can see how fast that line's coming in at the moment too. So it also helps with keeping your retrieve speed right. It's been bloody nice. I've only been using it for the last sort of month or so, but very nice. Seems quite strong around structure and stuff. And the 4-strand is much better suited to bait caster. Just for the same diameter P2 with an 8-strand or a 4-strand, the 4-strand has twice the diameter of each strand, so it's twice as abrasion resistant essentially. So yeah, twice as strong around structure and stuff. So if the fish do get me on that snag right there, I'm going to have twice the chance of getting it out of there as what I would with an 8-strand. So it's just something a lot of people don't really, a lot of people don't understand and don't realise. They just think, oh yeah, I'm going to get an 8-strand because it's smoother and rounder. It is better in certain applications, but not around structure. This sucks. I've got to go in for this. I don't want to lose these because I don't have a lot of these hooks. I'll go and drive back up and try and jiggle it out. I'm going to have to give the fish a rest again then. I'll be back. I am going to go down and just leave these fish alone. Shame because I just give them a good 10-minute rest, but I'll give them another rest. I'll just have a scan up the bank and back down just while they settle down after that disturbance. I did notice there wasn't anywhere near as many fish on the screen as what there was when I come down, so I think just catching that one disturbed them enough. So I'm just going to move up a little bit, just go and have a little bit of a look around and see what happens. Give them something a little bit bigger real quick. Here's one I prepared earlier. Almost identical setup, Dobbins Ecstasy, 300 Conquest this time, 80 pound leader right through, and that's the new 756. That's one of the brand spanking ones, only come out like last month. 14 to 25 pound, 7'5", casts 7-inch with ease, and you go right up to a 9-inch with a lob. So has got heaps of balls. I haven't caught a fish yet, but I can't wait to swing a proper one off this. It is my heavier rod. I'm running a P4 on this reel, mostly just to get that extra diameter, because if I'm casting a 9-inch bait, what weights up around over 100 grams. So you sort of don't want to be cracking off long casts like I just did then, but with the 9-inch it's good for a lob. Great for the scope, not too long. Swimbait rods do the job, but I just find that little bit short is a bit nicer for all that scope and stuff. But it's still long enough when I want to send one out in this sort of situation. Very similar stinger setup on this one. Oh, and I just got eaten on a 7. Yeah, right. Quick look at that stinger there. Same sort of thing, just a stupidly big NT swivel and just a little bait spike, 2.0 BKK fang, or 1.0 sorry, BKK fang in there with the OMTD jig head. It's an OJ 1200. Alright, 78 XD. Go to the total opposite end of the scale. It's rigged pretty heavy. This one's going to be sinking very slowly. It's got a little fluoro leader on there which is going to help pull it down. A pair of BKK Vipers, so just got to twitch it, waft it down with the current. Give you a look at the colour in a second. I've just gone for a nice little natural prawn looking colour because I'm not working the lure whatsoever with the reel. It's all just twitches, just winding up slack. This fluoro orange line's real handy for this sort of stuff. You get them bites on the paws and whatnot. I was tempted to throw a black and gold on, but I just thought I'd give this a crack for a couple of casts yet to see if it is a colour thing. Just wind the lure down to the depth. Just doing little upwards twitches because I am going to be dredging through there. So twitching the rod tip up just pulls it up away from the bottom a little bit and let it sink back down as it's wafting down the current. It's one of the things of lure fishing, really picturing what the lure is doing and knowing is what gets you the bite. And I'll give you a look at this colour real quick. That's it there, little natural, sort of clear gill pattern. And little stripes just break up the profile, a bit of contrast, and that's what the fish see best apparently. I want to get a longer cast than that just so I can work more area, because I'm going to burn like 5 metres at a cast just getting it down to that 2.5 metres. This is exactly what I actually bought this rod for. 7'4" just gives you that bit longer cast. If you can get an extra 5 metres, you got 5 metres more of your lure being at the depth you want it, so you can position yourself a bit further away from the fish and not be so intrusive. Yeah. Get right up in there. Right, scope's in, 7 inches out. There is some bigger fish here, so I've got the gear, why not use it? That's a good cast. Fair few fish there. Oh, we just got a bite on the scope, so might have fired them up. It's been a bloody grind. Come on, it's hours and hours of nothing. Awesome. Can't keep up with this current. I'm just going to call it, I reckon. This has been a bloody grind today. What a shit show. This electric's been overheating, and to be honest, it's been rubbish. I could put the anchor out, but to be honest, I just can't be bothered. So I reckon I'm going to call it in a sec. Might just real quick have a quick look at one other spot, because I can't even fish here. Oh. I don't know how he missed that, but whatever. Alright, that's me, not the outcome I was after. Only one fish each day, which, yeah, bit of a grind, I guess you could call it. I've got other words for it. That's barra fishing, I suppose, and it is getting cooler. Like I said, the water's about 20, I think it was like 21 degrees or something this morning when I first got on the water. That's just what happens when it cools down. The fish still bite, but you just got to persist even harder. Anyway, I hope you all pick something up from that. Try to squeeze in plenty of tips and whatnot, just so I can give you some value for your time, because barra fishing's always a grind and I couldn't guarantee fish. So pretty stoked I got at least one to the boat. Missed a couple of others, but yeah, not really complaining. But anyway, that's me. Thanks for watching. While you're here, if you haven't done it, hit the bloody subscribe button.